We first met with Proto, an agency called Proto. I'm not even sure whether I'd call it an agency, actually, because, and yet they probably are. The person who started Proto is a man called Barry Waxman, who was for many years one of the leading lights at RGA. So, of course, he's taken a lot of those learnings, etc., with him to Proto. And essentially what Proto is it started in, I mean, they started it within RGA in 2012, and then they left last year in 2021. From what I understand and from what he said, there were many companies who were very interested in backing this agency because, of course, it's full of quite unique talents. But in the end, WPP were the ones who took a minority stake in the business. So they have a small share of it. So Proto sees itself at the intersection of brand experience and technology. So they essentially look at a whole problem and they'll come up with the solution. Obviously, probably mainly in the digital area and technology area. And what they've succeeded in doing in the last few years, obviously since they started it, and then in particular now in the last year since they left RGA, they've been able to work at the highest level in companies. So they mainly work with CEOs of large corporates because they're solving very big problems or very big issues, or they're doing a lot of transformation. Currently, they are 50 people, and they are all very senior people. So it's clearly a lot of consulting and business transformation work that they're doing. So we had a look at two very interesting case studies, which I'll go into more detail of at the beginning of June, and those certainly explained to us how they work. Very, very interesting agency, clearly destined for huge growth, and it's just a whole new area. So it's almost like, I remember when I first went to RGA 15 years ago, and it felt like I was walking into a whole new way of working. And I have to say that I had the same feeling with Proto on Friday. Really fantastic. So from there, we went to TBWA and had a really wonderful session with them. It was an absolute highlight. They also held it at the most interesting place called Beauty in Essex, and it's a bar, restaurant, whatever in New York. So that was interesting. It's 4 years since we saw TBWA, and so it was great to catch up with them. Obviously, the CEO was there, Troy Ruhanen, and then also, of course, since then he's recruited Ben, who is ex RGA, and the way they look at life and the way they're looking at the industry. They're saying that the canvas for creativity is broader than ever before, and they believe they've moved from an advertising agency network to the disruptive brand experience company, and that's how they're positioning themselves. And they don't believe that creativity is only relegated to advertising. So we saw some lovely case studies for Alexa and Amazon, for the power of for BHR, BMW, and they said that 2021, from a business point of view, was the best year in TBWA's history, and they think that 2022 is going to be probably their second best year. And they think that there are 4 reasons why their clients stay with them: creativity, the locally relevant network, the level of integration, and the talent high levels of talent and diversity that TBWA has attracted to their business. And yeah, they talked about, they believe that they are the #1 restless network. Interestingly, Troy commented that he thinks that this year at Cannes, that there will be quite a lot of disappointment in a way, because although everyone has kept going and creativity has been at the forefront, he doesn't believe that the work in the last 2 years globally has reached the heights that it would have done had it not been for the pandemic. So I thought that was a very interesting comment. And so, yeah, that was it. We had just did those 2 sessions. Then we had our wrap up of the AdForum itself. And that's always an important meeting where it's just the consultants and we talk to the leadership of AdForum about what was good, the bad and the ugly. And overall, we were all very pleased in terms of the quality of the agencies that we saw, the organization of the event itself, because it takes a lot of logistics to organize 30 to 40 consultants, and going to 30 or so different agencies during a week in New York. That is not for the faint-hearted. And it was very well organized, very well prepared. The agencies had also been very well prepared in terms of, putting their best foot forward, making sure we learned all the things we needed to learn from them during the time we were with them. So overall, it was probably the best AdForum I've attended for many years. And of course, anyway, it was great just to be there and to experience the thrill of international travel again, and to see what's happening, to feel the optimism that is that's definitely in the air now. COVID hasn't gone away, but and there have been so many deaths, but we've all survived, and life is continuing, albeit probably in a very different way. And there were some key differences. Anyway, I'm going to be reviewing all of my notes for the last week, because there's obviously a lot of in-depth stuff that I haven't shared yet. And we'll be putting our presentation together to show you on the 1st of June. And in that presentation, I will also be sharing with you the key trends that have come out of AdForum in the last week. And there are some notable ones, which I think will be worth listening to. Good. So see you all in a few weeks' time. And as I say, great to be back. And once again, thanks for listening. Bye for now.